Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, keeping you updated on all the latest. And it is the beginning of the week, so you know what that means. It is time to discuss everything that went down on this week's Monday Night Raw and a lot of the top latest news. So RKO that like button and let's dive right into it. Starting off with some of the latest news coming out of this weekend's AEW Revolution. One of the biggest questions was why Christian ended up joining the company and leaving WWE. Even after appearing at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view just a couple of weeks ago. Reason for it seems to be a bit of a simple one, and of course WWE is to blame. After making his in-ring return at this past January at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view event, it has been indicated that Christian didn't come to terms with WWE on a new contract that will see him wrestle more going forward. So because of that, he ended up reaching out to AEW president Tony Khan about a possible deal. Fightful Select reports that WWE talent weren't aware for sure of the signing, but had their suspicions, especially since he was absent from programming after the Royal Rumble. They added the following, and I quote, "Higher ups in WWE told Fightful that Christian not being referenced on WWE TV wasn't a coincidence, and that while they were let down that Christian made the move, it was on the company, on WWE, for not having a contract locked down for him." In regards to the backstage reaction, it was stated that one talent spoke highly of Christian as a person and was happy if it makes Christian happy. It was added that several talent in AEW were aware of the signing ahead of the pay-per-view event, but of course I kept it a secret. I'm not surprised that some higher ups on WWE are let down that they couldn't lock them into a contract. It is not a good business decision by WWE, especially after having him be the major surprise at the Royal Rumble. How are you gonna do that in one of your major pay-per-view and not follow it up by giving him a contract? Everybody wanted to see him wrestle, so why not give him a contract that will see him wrestle more? Literally makes no sense. Some big news in regards to WrestleMania coming out on Monday Night Raw. They announced that the event tickets are going on sale next Tuesday, and they even got a tagline for the show, which is quote-unquote back in business, to of course signify the return of fans to their show. Now, talking about the event, WWE just started one of the stupidest storylines that we have seen in quite a while, and that is the nicest way that I could put it, because literally that's what it is. This is the Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon storyline that has been building up over the last 2 to 3 weeks, and this is obviously setting up for a WrestleMania match. WWE hasn't confirmed it just yet, but this week they made it pretty obvious that that is where they headed to. They have Braun Strowman coming out demanding an apology from Shane McMahon. So out comes Shane McMahon. He gets a face-to-face with Braun Strowman and he apologizes. He says, "I apologize," and then he just walks away. He's about to say something while he is walking away, but instead he just continues and walks to the backstage. Then later on in the night, we get a second segment with these two guys. This time, Shane McMahon want to tell Braun Strowman something. Braun Strowman comes out. Shane McMahon makes sure that he is spaced out from Braun so that he doesn't kick him by the time that he says whatever he's gonna say. And he basically ends up insinuating that Braun Strowman is stupid and that he is an idiot, and that he's doing this because sometimes he wants to have fun at the expense of others. And that was it. I mean, we're talking about Shane McMahon here, right? And we're talking about Shane telling this to Braun Strowman just literally out of nowhere. WWE is kicking off a storyline by Shane McMahon simply calling Braun Strowman a stupid giant, a stupid monster. And the crazy thing is that Shane McMahon then starts running after Braun Strowman chases him. He goes to the back, he gets on his car, and he bounces. Braun Strowman sees the car leaving, so he just continues walking because obviously at this point he thinks that Shane McMahon left the arena. He walks away. Shane McMahon walks into the screen and he basically confirms to us that yes, Braun Strowman is stupid, I guess. I'm sure Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon, it's gonna be an interesting watch. Shane McMahon always go all out. He tried to steal the show every single time. But you're telling me that over 50 writers in the back couldn't come out with something better than this? They could have built this off as Braun Strowman as the heel, simply getting pissed off at Shane McMahon out of nowhere, all leading to a match. How hard could that be? But no, we go the different route of Shane McMahon acting like a child, telling Braun Strowman that he's stupid. This night really ended up having a lot of illogical things. So for what else went down on the show, it all started off with The Miz basically complaining that he lost the title last week and that he was really not feeling well and so on. But he appreciates that WWE is giving him a rematch tonight. So we get into the rematch, and of course Bobby Lashley picks up the win, retaining his title, and Drew McIntyre was of course watching this match from the backstage. Drew McIntyre basically indicates that he is next for the title. He's already getting that championship opportunity match, even though WWE didn't make a #1 contendership match for it. But it is what it is. You know, WWE, do not try to make the same mistake that you did with Roman Reigns, which was Roman Reigns coming out and demanding championship matches, and everybody ultimately ended up hating him. All you gotta do is make a #1 contendership match, have Drew McIntyre win it, and that's it. Anyways, Drew McIntyre gets attacked by Sheamus, all of which leads to Drew McIntyre demanding a match. So no disqualification match, Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. This one was a brutal one. These guys always go out there and give us a heck of a fight. But it ended in a no contest, with referees and officials coming down to the ring to check on both men and helping them after they both ended up crashing onto the steel steps. Drew McIntyre bouncing back onto the barricade and Sheamus almost getting KO. We got AJ Styles getting interviewed in the backstage. He is talking about Randy Orton, so rightfully so, Randy Orton comes and he challenged him to a match tonight, and that is the main event. We get Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston defeating Shelton Benjamin with Cedric Alexander, and Matt Riddle to pick up the victory against Slapjack of Retribution, who was with Ali by ringside. After the match, Ali was obviously pissed off, and apparently we got a women's tag team championship match tonight. Great way to advertise it, WWE, and get us excited for it. A match that you should have given us 3 weeks ago. Anyways, we get Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax with Reginald defeating Lana and Naomi. And of course that was the result of the match. What else were we gonna expect? WWE didn't even hype it up for us to get excited at Lana and Naomi maybe winning tonight. We got Mandy Rhodes and Dana Brooke in the backstage indicating that they won a championship opportunity at WrestleMania. So Charlotte Flair comes out and she kind of basically indicating that you gotta go through me if you want that championship opportunity match. And I'm here thinking, like, how insane this is. How backwards is it that instead of WWE simply doing a #1 contendership match with many of the women that they got on Monday Night Raw, what they're doing is have the whole roster try to go through Charlotte Flair before they get a championship opportunity, even though Charlotte Flair is not the champion. They're literally booking her as if she was the champion. I mean, she might as well be it, because we all know that's where we're headed to, but this type of booking hardly makes any sense, and I mean, it's a fail in my book, but it's not a surprise. WWE been failing the Monday Night Raw women's division for quite a while right now. I really don't understand the booking that they're going with right now. Right before the main event, we get to see a long replay of Bobby Lashley's entrance from earlier on tonight, which did got a massive update and it looks incredible, but you didn't have to give us a 5-minute replay of a 5-minute match that happened earlier on in the night. We then get an AJ Styles versus Randy Orton, and we already know what to expect from these two guys. We also kind of expected the interference from Alexa Bliss. Towards the end of this match, Alexa Bliss pops up on the big screen. She lights up a match and blows it out, and then the ring post around Randy Orton explode into flames. He started coughing the black goo once again. AJ Styles takes advantage of the situation. As soon as Randy Orton turns around, he delivers the phenomenal forearm for the win. The show ends up with Randy Orton in the middle of the ring and Alexa Bliss just laughing in the big screen. And I am honestly surprised that WWE had lasted so long to bring back The Fiend, but I respect it. They are selling the storyline big time, and I truly enjoy that. It's only gonna make it even more significant whenever The Fiend or Bray Wyatt, whatever new gimmick he's gonna come out in, comes back. Anyways guys, that is what went down on this week's WWE Raw and all of the latest news. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and if you enjoy or found this informative, turn on those notifications for more. I'll catch you on the next one, so stay savage.